What's up guys, it's Chris Majestic, and today we're taking a look at the Google Pixel 4a. Now I haven't reviewed a cell phone on this channel in a long time, but considering Google was nice enough to send out this phone, I wanted to give you my thoughts and opinion on it. Alright, so what is this? Well, at $350, this is considered a budget phone. What that means is it's not going to give you all the premium features that you find on a $1,000 phone, but it's going to take some of those features out and give you more of a basic phone that might have most of what you're looking for. So even though this is a great phone, there are a few things you're not going to get. So you're not going to get wireless charging, you're not going to get any water resistance, which does kind of suck. You know, you want pretty much any phone possible to have water resistance, and it's not going to have 5G, so if you want 5G, you will have to get one of the more expensive phones. And of course, no cool colors. You're only going to be able to get this in black. So on the back of the phone, you're going to find your camera bump, and even though it is pretty big, there is only one 12 megapixel camera there along with the camera flash. And in the middle on the back of the phone, you're going to have your fingerprint scanner. On the right side, you're going to have your buttons, including the nice and bright mint green power button, as well as the volume buttons. And surprisingly, on the top of this phone, you're going to find something that's rare for Pixel phones, which is a headphone jack. And as soon as I got this phone booted up, the very first thing that I noticed was that this actually comes with a really nice screen for a $350 phone. Although the phone is made mostly of plastic, it doesn't really have a high quality feel, but when you're looking at the screen, it does give you the feeling that you're holding a high quality phone just because of how nice it looks. It has a nice and bright OLED display. I've seen people complain about the display saying it wasn't bright enough or other things, but considering this phone is $350, I was kind of blown away personally by the screen because my expectations were pretty low. That being said, I have actually used this phone directly next to my Galaxy S20 Ultra out in bright sunlight, and I had no issue seeing this screen out in the bright sun. And one of my favorite things about this phone is the fingerprint scanner. So I forgot how nice it was to have a fingerprint scanner on the back of a phone. And the reason I say that is because it's a natural place for you to be able to put your finger when you're pulling the phone out of your pocket. Now, another thing that I was impressed with this phone is the speakers. Being a budget phone, I was expecting the sound to be really tiny and too low, but I was kind of blown away by how loud they get. Now, they're not really high fidelity speakers, so they're not going to be like super crisp, but they are plenty loud for you to watch videos or even watch a TV show without struggling to try to hear it. Alright, so at $350, what are the specs on this phone? So you're going to get a Snapdragon 730 processor, which isn't the most popular processor in the world, but it does fit the phone perfectly, which I'll get to in a little bit. It has a 3100 milliamp hour battery, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of onboard storage, a 12 megapixel rear camera that can record video at 4K up to 30 frames per second, an 8 megapixel front camera, stereo speakers, and a really nice 5.8-inch Full HD OLED display that has a nice hole punch on the front for the front-facing camera. So if you've never used the Google Pixel phone, it's just something about the way that it flies through the OS that just seems natural. This is one of the reasons why the Snapdragon 730 isn't really slowing the phone down too much. And when you consider that all of these other really expensive phones have these crazy specs and they're just about the same speed, it goes to show you just how efficient this phone is. So being a budget phone, you might naturally try to compare this phone to something like the iPhone SE. Now the Pixel 4a does have several benefits over the SE. For one, it has a much bigger screen at 5.8 inches versus 4.7. It doesn't have the huge chin and forehead that you're gonna find on the iPhone, so it's got really thin bezels, which looks really nice. And it has better battery life thanks to a bigger battery. The only two places where it really kind of falls short to the iPhone is in storage space, since you can get the SE in up to 256 gigabytes, and the iPhone also comes with Wi-Fi 6 versus Wi-Fi 5 on the Pixel 4a, so it makes it a little bit more future-proof. Alright, so now on to one of the most important things for people when it comes to a cell phone nowadays, and that's the camera. So this is going to have a 12 megapixel 27mm f1.7 camera on the back, and it's also going to have an 8 megapixel front facing camera. And the rear camera on this phone has that great performance that we've come to expect from Pixel phones. You're going to get a nicely exposed shot, it's going to be nice and sharp, and it does a great job focusing and grabbing the shot every single time. It has nice dynamic range and the colors look really accurate. The only thing that I would have liked to see would have been 4K video at 60 frames per second or a slightly better selfie cam, but considering it's $350, I still have to say that I'm really impressed with the camera on this phone. So overall, when it comes to the Pixel 4a, I have a feeling that people are grading it a little too harshly. At $350, it's literally a third of the price of a flagship phone, and considering what you're getting for it, I think it's more than worth the money. I've been using this phone for about a week as my regular phone, and I had no problem doing the regular stuff that I do on my phone every day. This includes going on Instagram or going on Facebook, navigating on Waze in the morning, going back and forth through work, watching YouTube videos, all of that stuff. I had absolutely no issues, and I honestly didn't really miss any of the advanced features that I have on my $1,600 Galaxy S20 Ultra. And even if you put the low cost of this phone to the side, you're still getting a really nice phone that has a great screen and a great camera, which is some of the most important things that people look for in a phone. I think this phone would be great for somebody who doesn't really care about the premium features that you get on some of the flagship phones and just want a nice phone that doesn't break the bank. Alright guys, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, and do let me know if you want to see more cell phone reviews. Let me know what you think about the video. Go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section and I'll respond to your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.